An audiobook about a blind guy and it takes place entirely in a video game? Perfect. Welcome back to another edition of Drotalks. Dro here. Today we're going to be talking about Bushido Online, written by Nikita Thorn and narrated by Christian Rommel. Bushido Online is the tale of a disabled individual who lost his sight in an MMA fight gone wrong. And basically this is his quest back to some sort of normalcy via technology, more specifically a virtual reality game, which actually gives him the chance to get his sight back in the space of the virtual reality game. So for my less patient viewers out there, do I recommend, don't I recommend? Boom, I highly recommend this audiobook. It is done very well, especially the narration and the story alike. They come together to make this perfect balance of a very entertaining book of this one young man's journey. So before we start with the book discussion, if you will, the audiobook discussion, I did want to take a moment just to tell you how much I appreciate you watching my videos. And if you do like these type of videos, don't forget to like and subscribe, share my videos. Everyone deserves a good chance to listen to a good story, and this is a good starting point for you and them. The story centered around a young man named Seth, who is an up-and-coming mixed martial artist, and we get thrown right into the mix of it where he's in a match with a Brazilian fighter. He's winning this match because, you know, he's trained hard his whole life and he's up and coming, like I mentioned, and he's pretty much destroying this individual. When this fighter, the Brazilian, completes a illegal move, costing Seth his sight. Now the Brazilian fighter is actually kicked out of the league, but when Seth comes to, he finds himself trapped in a world of darkness. And as you can imagine, he is lost in his own depression for this life that he had planned. He had planned to become a very successful mixed martial artist, even more successful. All that was taken away from him just because of one false move in this one particular fight. So as Seth is going through this depression, if you will, he's given up. He don't want to get out of bed. The only bright side of the whole thing is that the mixed martial arts company actually, paid some sort of lawsuit, so you don't have to worry about money. So at least he has that. But it's not until his coach, in pair with this up and coming video game developer, that they bring him this system so he can begin to start interacting with the world, be it via virtual means. And at first, Seth he don't really want to do this. He's still in his funk. He's in his depression. But then as soon as he puts this headset on, he's no longer trapped in darkness. Thanks to the technology of this headset, he can actually see in this virtual world, and that to him is freeing. So my only gripe about this audiobook is it, from this point forward, boom, right here forward, it completely takes place in the virtual world. So you got to mind yourself, Seth is playing a video game. It feels like it's a large period of time. There's actually other players that log in and log off because they have real life commitments, but Seth just stays logged in the whole time as far as we can tell. And you ask yourself, when does this guy use the bathroom? When does he eat? When does he sleep? Kind of a redcon, if you ask me, or a very dedicated video gamer. Maybe just, he prepared. We'll just put it that way. He prepared to play a long game. So that's the only kind of takeaway that really kind of broke reality for me. Other than that, this audiobook is fantastic. So the video game takes place in ancient Japan, and you got all these clans, and you got all these class types. You got ninja, you got samurai, you got warrior, you got spellcaster, shadowcaster. I'm probably missaying some of these classes, but it's your basic RPG set in ancient Japan. It's very immersive, and this is very interesting because the narrator, Christian Rommel, he does a fantastic job, because every little while as Seth is going through this world, you get reminded that you're in a video game, because the video game, the narrator does a video game voice where he comes in and he's like, Wolf, level 12, defeated. You gain 15 XP, new level reached. And then he's back into the story. And that happens consistently. But, you know, when you're getting up new loot, as he's meeting new people, as he's going through his quest, all this, you keep getting those video game, you know, feedbacks, which I thought would take me out of the story, but actually was a very welcome blend. It really made this feel like a video game, but at the same time, it was so mixed with the story elements that Seth is going through that it's kind of hard to pull yourself away from it. So now Seth, he don't really know what he want to do. He's just happy to be seen. He's exploring everything, and right off the bat, he makes enemies, he makes friends, and he's kind of thrown into this world. And one thing that everyone is seeing with Seth, both friends and enemies, is this guy is competing at a level way above his actual level. He's defeating opponents and beasts and challenges that should be killing him. And this is due to all that mixed martial arts experience that he has. So this is really giving him an edge on this game, and he's really making a name for himself really quickly. But this is the very first video game Seth's ever played, so he's in every way a noob. He don't know how the mail system works. He don't know how to do like save points, you know, all these little intricacies that are normal for normal video game players. To him is just completely new, and he's not understanding this world. But because of that mixed martial arts training, he's just absolutely dominating every challenge that's thrown at him. And his training mentality, because he does have a master that he meets in this game that for all purposes is a program software individual, but this master, you know, relationship that he has really builds and pulls him through, and he's taking a lot of learning as he's going through this. And at the end, he becomes a Ronin, which is a very rare type class just because of the decisions he made, and it feels very, very rewarding when the story ends and it climaxes in actually a pretty nominal way. There's no huge climax in this, but it feels very natural. It's one last boss stage, and you feel like Seth has healed. He has healed. He has become better. He is starting to accept what life has thrown at him. And even though you don't get to see where he takes it from there, you do feel that healing take place, and it was very rewarding to go through this journey with him and be a part of it. So yeah, definitely this is a book that you must pick up. It is well worth your hard-earned money and your even more so hard-earned time. So have you listened to Bushido Online? What did you think about it? Did I hit it on the nose, or am I way off? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, this has been Drotalks. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and ring that bell to get notified.